bird shit. The bird should be crazy. Hey, you, what up? You looking fly, gang. I appreciate that, gang. I ain't gonna hold you. You got that on too. I ain't gonna lie. You looking fly too. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but what you finna do though? Nothing wrong. We'll just go fly. Word. Hey, but is you trying to fly me to the moon? Fuck it, they do it.
And so they flocked together to the moon. This is a review of Fly Me to the Moon, if you didn't know. Fly Me to the Moon is a film by director Greg Berlanti starring Scarlett Johansson as a savvy marketing agent and Channing Tatum as a NASA scientist leading the Apollo mission to the moon. In it, we find Johansson's character Kelly Jones being recruited by a government agent played by Woody Harrelson to come up with some marketing tactics to not only bring more attention to the space efforts, but to also help bring dollars into the budget for this project. And that's as deep as I'm going to go into the plot without getting into too much details. This is going to be a spoiler-free review here. For those of you who don't know, which is probably a lot of you, because I haven't been doing YouTube, at least not on this channel, for a long while. My name is Sean Dillard. I'm a big fan of films, and I decided to make Fly Me to the Moon my first review getting back into this YouTube grind. So going into this film, I was extremely excited for it. Upon seeing a lot of the trailers for the film, thought it looked like it'd be a good time. And so when I finally saw the film, I was happy to see that it lived up to my expectations partially. And you'll see exactly what I mean by that later into this review, but let's start getting into these details. Let's start off with the comedy in this film. I feel like that is one of the highlights of this film. I honestly feel like this is one of the funniest movies I've seen since Game Night back in 2018. Either that or Don't Look Up. Those are the two most recent comedy movies that I can really think of that really had me on the edge of my seat and I was laughing the entire time. Honestly, if you don't laugh watching this film, you don't have a pulse. This movie is hilarious. The guy next to me in the theater, he was bawling out laughing the same way I was. And the performances in this film are great as well. Channing Tatum, I feel like he's been underrated as an actor for too long. Not only does he have the comedy chops that we saw back in the 21 and 22 Jump Street films, but he's also able to fall into these characters and make you actually believe that he is Cole Davis, a NASA scientist. And the same thing with Scarlett Johansson. She was able to make me forget that she was Scarlett Johansson for a moment and make me look at her as Kelly Jones, this marketing agent from New York City. And I feel like everybody was just on their time with the comedy, with the acting, with everything in this film. I feel like the performances in this film were amazing. And honestly, I can't really point out too many points where a performance wasn't on point in this film. I honestly really can't think of any because I feel like everybody was just on their job when they showed up to act in this film and they knew what the assignment was. Now, like I said, this film didn't hold up completely for me, and that's mainly down to two things, and I feel like that's the pacing and some of the cliches in this film. I know we've all seen comedies, movies. I know we've all seen rom-coms. This has a lot of those same cliches that we get in all of them. Not necessarily that it does any of those cliches poorly, but it doesn't really bring anything new to it either. It pretty much paints by the numbers with a lot of these cliches, and I feel like it kind of kept rolling back over itself with some of the plots in this film. And that's the second thing, the pacing. I feel like this movie had a lot of fat that could have been trimmed out, especially in the second half. Watching the first half was a smooth ride through, but once we get to that second half, it gets like kind of, I don't know, what time is it again? And I feel like that's where you kind of lose somebody in a film. But other than that, guys, I highly recommend the movie. If you're looking for something to throw on or go see and you just want to get a couple laughs in, then I think this is going to be it for you guys. If we're breaking this down into 3 segments, I'm thinking that casual audiences are probably going to score this around a B+, at 8.5 out of 10. I think they're going to like this movie fairly. If we're talking about movie fanatics, then we're going to give this movie about a C, a 7.4 out of 10. Honestly, it kind of gets a little shaky. And for a critic score, I give it about a C minus, 7 out of 10. If you're asking me my honest opinion on whether you should wait, go see it in theaters, honestly, if you're looking for what you want to see in theaters and you're budgeting that way, I think this is when you can maybe skip or go buy a physical copy at the store because physical media is king. But yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. Thank you for watching my review of Fly Me to the Moon, guys. I'm going to start trying to get back into this grind, man. I'm going to see a few more movies here soon. I've honestly pretty much been at the movies all the time this year. Like, I've pretty much seen most every new release, but I just haven't been doing reviews for it. And I'm going to plan on doing this more and more and more on here on this channel. If you haven't, you should go check out my music channel. I'll put the link to that in the bio. I've been doing a lot of good stuff on there. I've been building on there. It's been looking really good lately. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys here today. I'll be dropping more videos soon. I'll be dropping more short films soon. I'll be doing a lot of stuff here on this channel here soon. And I'll have a bunch of announcements for you pretty soon. But again, thanks for coming and staying with me, guys. I'll see you next time. Later.